danger.
All right, it's open. Okay, Neptune Key, let's see if you work. Yes! Huh, I think it unlocked. It says incinerator, so this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah.
Then there ought to be a lever near the door.
Yeah, right here.
Pull that and the door should open.
Got it. Let's go. What the hell is going on? What's wrong? Are you okay?
Jumpy, you came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here. So glad.
Hey, what happened to you?
I just fainted. I'm feeling a lot.
Are you sure?
Yes. I just need... You shouldn't worry about...
Santa.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it?
I don't have... I got sucker punched.
What? Who took it?
What? Isn't that obvious?
I took the gun. Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
You have me at a disadvantage. And I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin to...
The pain of prosopagnosia, right?
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that?
Good question.
No matter. If you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me. This is a waste of time anyway. It's time. First, give me your hand. 8. And with this... 9.
The ninth man. Kubota's bracelet.
I believe I've won. I've had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero Eyes.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is. What the hell are you planning, Santa?
At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less... I suggest you enjoy your final moment. Goodbye. Wait! What? Why isn't it opening? One more time. Now open! No! What is this? That digital route should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening? Now! No! Ugh.
Oh, that was close.
Don't mention it. Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces. But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago?
Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
Ace, you killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
Wait, Nijisaki?
Oh, right. You don't know yet. All right. We'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1. In the nonary game, the number 9 is whoever had the 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital route, which means that number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. You wanted the number 9 bracelet for yourself so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past. He knew what had happened 9 years before. You needed to silence him before he told 4. But last, and perhaps the most, you used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this nonary game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen. That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for them, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki, chiefly because, when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not... Why?
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. But if that's true, why isn't he saying it? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me. Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is before he tries anything. That was when you decided the murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the red. Verified your own number, and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner pin. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed. And then 81 seconds, and poor Nijisaki was dead.
And you mean to say Snake is still alive?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm as good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man. But I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido. When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
I handed it to you, and you left the room. You had been in charge of the Nonary project. Of course, you would have known the solution to F, which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock. With the door open, you could enter the captain's... Musashido was there. Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him. You picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took, and then you returned to the chart room as if...
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei.
I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the... When we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my vest? You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat during... But that wasn't really what you were after. Your true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket. It wasn't a very good plan. Had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you. You must have been desperate, but what made you willing to risk it all to do it? Ace, Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it.
Because of this.
What's with the paper?
Just read it.
Let's see. Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the Nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years. I have prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look into the camera and repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarter. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please, Zero.
When I awoke in that room on D-Day, I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's court. As you said, I knew how to enter. My plan was to find the pocket watch before any... If I could, then my alibi. At least, that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, that sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short.
You meant to kill him from the beginning, then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's court. I asked him, and he seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from... I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning. I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace, you figured it out. You were being manipulated.
Yes. So it would seem. I was little more than a puppet. Everywhere I went, everything was already The Reds in the large hospital room were... There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect. But yes, it was Zero's trap. and I fell for it. Hook, line, and
Yeah. By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hand. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any...
Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh? My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki. No doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the nonary game this time around was Zero, and Zero's you.
Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh? Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurashiki. I was one of the kids in the nonary game 9 years ago. I made it out. So did Snake over there. But there's one thing... No, I guess there's 2 things you got wrong. Number 1, I ain't Zero.
What?
Wait, what?
Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant, like a secretary. But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders.
Then, if you're not Zero...
Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say 2 things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you just said all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose. There's another reason you guys were playing the nonary game. To save someone.
Save someone?
Right. You were brought here to help my sister, to save Akane.
What the hell are you talking about? Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. I saw... What? What the hell? Where is... Oh, my head!
7! What the hell is going on?
I don't know. I just... Oh!
What was the Nonary Project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular... And what was that phenomenon? For 2 organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical... The morphogenetic field. Could human beings use these invisible fields? That was what this experiment was conducted. There were 2 separate locations. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced... They were told... The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q. However, for some reason, she was placed on the Gigantic, with the receivers, like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei.
Where what is going?
Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't. Things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota and how Nijisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it?
Well, that's...
freeze. Get up.
Hey, what's your plan, Santa? What are you doing?
Didn't I tell you? I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to go make a wish come true.
Damn. Well, it looks like this door isn't open.
Oh, you mean we're trapped?
So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?